Hey guys, and welcome back to another Pokemon Go PvP video. In this video, we're playing a bunch of people. We're playing Kieng, we're battling JFarm, we're battling Bestinwest. It's just all over the shop. So we're starting off with Kieng here on one of his live streams. So we did have the lead matchup there with Alolan Marowak versus Gardevoir. So he had to switch out into Probopass, which is an interesting pick and not something I'd faced before this battle. So I switched into Poliwrath, which wasn't the best thing, obviously because Probopass has that electric damage, which is going to do massive damage to me. But I didn't really have anything better to switch into. So I'm just throwing the straight power up punches and I'm burning my shields. When I'm burning the shields, I can actually win this matchup. So throwing a second power up punch here. It is unfortunate that it was nerfed, but still doing tons of damage. Getting off another charge move here, it'll be a Thunderbolt, so have the shield up or else that would absolutely wreck me. So down goes the Probopass. He's still got a 2 shield advantage on me now. So he brings in Gardevoir and I'm just throwing this power up punch. I didn't think I was going to be able to get to a Hydro Pump, so I just didn't try. Decided to throw the power up punch, power up my bubbles a bit for like that 1 or 2 maybe bubbles that I got off. But now I have double Ghost, so I'm in a pretty good spot. I bring in Alolan Marowak because I had the Shadow Ball ready and I was hoping to burn his last shield here. And he actually lets it go through, so we'll see what he got. He's got an Alolan Marowak of his own in the back. So he knows that holding onto that shield, he's going to be able to shield up from this Shadow Ball. Actually, that might have been a Fire Spin. He was trying out some new moves in this stream. Yeah, okay, so Hex, Alolan Marowak would win the mirror match if they was at equal standing, basically. So he throws that Shadow Ball, away goes Alolan Marowak, but we actually have our Drifblim in the back who's going to be able to get this Ominous Wind off. And Ominous Wind, even though it isn't as strong as Shadow Ball, it is still going to just delete this Alolan Marowak. And yeah, that's GG's. So Kieng, this was I battled Kieng twice at the start of his stream and the end of his stream. And both times he was kind of just doing the sort of easy mode. And you'll see he's got a little special pick in this second battle. So we've got the Poliwrath mirror match. I think he might be running Power Up Punch, Ice Punch at this point. I'm not too certain on that, but we are throwing up the first power up punch anyway, just bubbling away. He's getting off a charge move now. I think we just let it come through, expecting a power up punch, but it was actually a Hydro Pump, which we were not expecting at all, and yeah, just wasn't expecting that to come so quick, even though I'm running a Hydro Pump. Yeah, just wasn't expecting it, but Hydro Pump also doesn't actually do much damage to Poliwrath, being that water typing. So we were switching to the Drifblim there, kind of hoping to catch a power up punch, and he switches into a pick that he powered up for this live stream, a Registeel. So obviously a very interesting pick. I do not know what I'm not sure what Registeel is running at this point, so I'm just throwing these charge moves. I'm not in a great spot because Registeel is obviously a Steel type. He's probably sitting in the tank category, and the tanks generally beat the ghosts. If you haven't seen my simplified Sinister Cup meta infographic, then you can click up there, or at the end of the video. Click it at the end of the video. But yeah, he gets all the Focus Blast, which actually does like nothing to Drifblim. So he's running Focus Blast, which is a fighting move, and fighting super duper resisted by the Drifblim. So he brings in the Poliwrath here with the charge move ready. We're just gonna let we shielded up actually. Okay, so we had the energy ready, so we shielded up to get the charge moves off, throwing the Ominous Wind to maybe burn a shield, but he lets it go through. So he's really holding onto those shields. We'll see what he brings in. He brings in Registeel, but Registeel was just about done, and so he's got Drifblim in the back. He's obviously going to be able to shield up these charge moves, so we're just throwing the Ominous Wind. No reason to go for the Shadow Ball if he's just going to let them through anyway. Switch into the Steelix, and yeah, this is pretty much GG's at this point. I think we just shield. Oh no, we just let it come through. Actually, yeah, we were expecting the Ominous Wind, thinking that, well, he's just going to try and burn our shield anyway, so he's probably not going to go for the Shadow Ball. It doesn't really matter at this point. The game's kind of on lock. We're going to shield up the Shadow Ball here, and then we're going to be able to get to a Crunch, which will do masses of damage to that Drifblim. He actually gets off another charge move, so we'll see if this finishes us off. Just an Ominous Wind, so yeah, not going to finish us off. It was a Shadow Ball. Maybe we might have been scared, but yeah, he was obviously counting the moves, knew that he had to get it off then or never, and yeah, just down we go. And yeah, that is GG. So thank you, Kieng, and I'm sure we'll battle again soon. And moving on to the next opponent, JFarm. Again, battled in his live stream. We only did one battle, so this will be it here. Obviously, I'll link to everyone's channels in the description below, but I'm sure you've already checked these guys out. And we've got Poliwrath mirror match again. Poliwrath really a frequent lead in this cup. So we'll see what moves he's running on his. Clearly I remembered wrong about King's. I throws the power up punch first, so good thing we didn't shield, and we're doing the exact same thing, throwing the power up punch, so we don't expect the shield to come out here. No shield, just chugging away. Either we're kind of just going to get stuck at the end and see who's got some good IVs, or someone's going to switch out. Maybe it'll be me, maybe it'll be him. And it is us, we switch out and hit the Drifblim. Trying to catch a power up punch, which maybe we did, maybe we didn't. But we shielded up, it was an ice punch, so he is running the power up punch ice punch variant, so definitely not a place Drifblim wants to be. Probably a mistake on our part there. Definitely a mistake. I shouldn't have switched, especially when he's running that ice punch. Way too risky. We burn one shield there with the Ominous Wind, so at least we got a shield bait in there. Brings in Dusclops, and getting off another Ominous Wind. He lets it go through, which is not the best for us, but we have no shields. This Shadow Punch will do a fair chunk of super effective damage to us. It isn't the biggest move, but Drifblim is not very tanky, so down he goes anyway. Gets this another Shadow Punch off onto a. It's kind of just chip damage basically. So we were just going to try and charge up a bit of energy and decided to throw the Bone Club. So he's either going to shield or this will pretty much finish off that Dusclops. And he does burn the shield, which is fantastic for us. He's going to get off another Shadow Punch here, but it won't finish us off. And we're hoping to be able to feint him down with quick attacks, which we are just able to do. We're so close to that Shadow Ball, but don't think we're going to get there. So just going to throw this Bone Club, I believe. He brings in something. Yeah, brings in the Steelix. So Bone Club isn't a bad move anyway. It is just chip damage, kind of like Shadow Punch. It just doesn't pack much of a punch, basically. So yeah, we're kind of not in a great spot here. We've got the Poliwrath, so at least we have the kind of lead advantage. So we'd be in a good spot if we had shields, but he's going to be able to charge up to an Earthquake here and finish us off. Got kind of close to finishing off that Steelix, but yeah, one Earthquake and we are goners. So that is GG's. And on to the third opponent of this video, third YouTuber, Bestinwest. Again, channels all in the description below. And yeah, let's get into these battles. So we've got Drifblim in the lead up against Girafarig. So Girafarig is definitely an interesting pick. Some people are loving him, some people are hating him. We do have some lag here. Girafarig's obviously running Confusion. Now we have to worry about Girafarig's charge moves whenever the game lets us go through with the game. Because Girafarig has Thunderbolt? I think Thunderbolt. If I'm wrong, then it's definitely an electric move. But yeah, that is something we do not want to see at all. And he resists the ghost moves. So unfortunately we do get the boost in this game as opposed to any other game where we could have just swept. And we decided to shield there. It's possible that we would have been better off just letting us fall down, but at least we're going to get off another Ominous Wind, and we actually burn a shield, so not half bad. And again, second mistake switching into Poliwrath in the video. This isn't a great switch in, because Poliwrath is really weak to those confusions. I think I was just like, hey, maybe I can get some power up punches off, take down that Girafarig, and I think I really was just trying to preserve the Drifblim with the boost, which is kind of a silly decision. But at any rate, we are able to feint him down. He has the shield advantage though. We're going to just go straight for the Hydro Pump. This is our first game, so he hadn't seen the Hydro Pump yet, so we're trying to get it off there, and unfortunately, looks like he had CMP, and so down we go. Definitely unfortunate because it really would have changed the tide of the battle if he hadn't shield, which I wouldn't expect him to shield, but maybe he would be expecting Hydro Pump. Who knows? But we get off that Ominous Wind and he burns his last shield. Switching into Steelix now, hoping to catch a Shadow Punch, but it is a Fire Punch, so even then, Fire Punch does. So he switches into the Steelix Mirror Match. We have the energy advantage here, so we're going to get off the Earthquake first. It won't finish him off, but he's going to be able to get an Earthquake, which will finish us off. Unless he just wants to go for the Crunch to save energy. No, he could also go for the Earthquake. So he takes us out. We bring in Drifblim, who can hopefully finish off with Hex, but no, not so lucky. And if we were able to feint down that Steelix, one more Hex, then we would now get off a charge move onto Dusclops in the back. And that may have been GG's in our favour, but so really close game there. And yeah, onto this next battle. Steelix in the lead up against Girafarig. So this is a much better spot that we're in because Crunch will do super effective damage and it charges up pretty quick. Switching to Dusclops and I switch out, but Steelix would also be alright in that situation. Obviously the fire punches will chip away at us a bit, but we decided to just save him for later, bring in the Drifblim because we need to use Drifblim anyway, and Drifblim won't want to see the Giraffe Rig, so kind of just using Drifblim. He burns a shield, which is definitely good for us. A little bit of lag there. We're just letting our Drifblim go down basically. We'll see what's happening here. I'm not sure what would have happened if it wasn't lagging. I don't know if we would have been able to get an Ominous Wind off. Hard to say really, but at any rate, we bring the Steelix back in now, use the shield on the Fire Punch. Dusclops is a little bit weakened now, so we're kind of thinking that, okay, we'll be able to get through this matchup, not get too scathed, and then be able to throw crunches later on. Hopefully a Giraffe Rig, but we'll see what he's got. He burns that last shield on the crunch, switches into Steelix of his own. So because we have the energy advantage, we're going to go for the Earthquake straight away, and we know it's going to hit because he's got no shields. This will do tons of damage, and then we're going to switch into Medicham. So we're in a really good spot here. Medicham almost able to finish off the counters, but we don't really want Medicham to survive anyway, so we're not going to shield. Earthquake away, takes out tons of our health, because he's going to bring in Giraffe Rig here presumably. So we're going for that Ice Punch hard, and here comes Giraffe Rig, throwing the Ice Punch. I'm not actually sure if that's the best move. I haven't looked at the efficiencies, but I guess it is neutral. So, is it neutral? I think it's neutral. So definitely something I should look into more. But now we're going to be able to bring in Steelix like we wanted to be able to do. Get off the crunch, and the crunch will finish off the Giraffe Rig. We shield up that charge move just because we weren't sure if we were able to take it. Can't say I've done enough study on Giraffe Rig. But the crunch takes out Giraffe Rig. In comes his last Pokemon, which is the Dusclops. So it's just about getting to the crunch, but unfortunately weren't able to do that. We should have farmed extra energy on the Giraffe Rig. A couple more Dragon Tails would have been able to get that crunch off at the end there. So yeah, unfortunate, but that is GG's. So thank all three of you for battling. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, especially that subscribe one. And I'll see you in the next one.